Lots of buckles in my life, but none that I've got is as cherished as this buckle right here, and I didn't even win it. It was given to me. If you read it, you'll see what it says, Remembering Lane Frost. This was given to me in 2003 by none other than the parents of the late Lane Frost, world champion bull rider, 1987. Passed away in 1989 in Cheyenne. You know, I was just a 20-year-old kid, and I walked into a bull riding finals right here in the hometown where I live in 1993. And he said there was going to be a cowboy church service afterwards. I went to it. And this flyer I saw said the 8-second story Hollywood didn't tell. They were getting ready to release the movie 8 Seconds, the movie about the life of Lane Frost. And the guest speaker that day was Elsie Frost. I walked in there because Lane Frost is my hero. Anybody of my generation knew who he was and mourned his death and was just enamored by the fact that there was going to be a movie made about him. So I go in to hear her speak, and while I was there, what God did in my life that day still lives on today, and he made an eternal difference. I left there that day realizing God was calling me to be a preacher. God was calling me to ministry. God was calling me to share with the world that Jesus is the only way and that he's the greatest answer you'll ever find to life's problems. And he's the only way to salvation. That day I gave my life and surrendered my life to Jesus to serve him the rest of my life. I'm standing right here in front of the bucking chutes, the 8 Second Story Bull Ride Ministry. Something I get to do every week is buck bulls and help kids learn to ride bulls, beginner kids. But most importantly, what I get to do is share with them how to have faith in Jesus Christ. In 2003, when Miss Frost gave me that buckle, I had gone to Hugo, Oklahoma, and went where Lane is buried. And there, when you walk in that cemetery, you see this headstone, and it's kind of a buckle-shaped headstone, and it talks about Lane's life and him being the world champion in 1987. You look at the back of it, has an inscription from his wife then, Kelly, and then when you look down where his feet would be, you see this small stone, and it's simple, but it just says this: Lane was not perfect, but he knew Jesus. I later found out, had been in Clyde and Elsie's house, been longtime friends with them. They've impacted and blessed my life in so many ways. I saw that little stone. You know what it says? It says, Lane was not perfect, but he knew Jesus. And when I asked Miss Frost about that, she showed me the very place in her living room when Lane came home with some troubles in his life, just like you see in the movie. Most importantly, she knelt down there in her living room floor one night with him and led him to faith in Jesus Christ. Lane's to know Jesus too. Would you like and share this with somebody you know that needs to know Jesus, and let them know that, as John 14 verse 6 says, Jesus said, I am the way, I am truth, and I am life. No man comes unto the Father except by me. He's the only way to salvation and forgiveness of sin.